Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I've got a great lineup of future features. Now, I'm going to start with a month from now with Martin Alden, because I mentioned him earlier on April 26th. But on April 19th, we've got GPA, the greatest poet alive, the Poetic on Sub coming up. We've got Larry O'Dean coming up on April 12th. April 5th, April 5th, Deborah Rosen is going to be playing, and next week, on the 29th is Janine Ravasloot. One of the triad of people that like write on things and rip on each other and come up with stuff together, which is awesome to hear, because one other member of that triad has our phenomenal feature this evening. I'm going to start reading his poem. No, I'm just kidding. This man is a great reader. I am so looking, I just pulled him up off the street. He's awesome, though. Really, he is. You should check him out. This is a great feature. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Tom Roby! Yeah!
Owe it all to her. Pulled me right out of the gutter. And I have been working on a manuscript with David Getchick, called Pressure Points, and I have a number of these here. Actually, it's about the first part of the section of the book and last section. And in this book there are family poems, love poems, art poems, and death poems. The first one is a family poem, and it's called Trainwreck. My father, a train lover who never wrote a train, engineered an exact scale landscape in the furnace room. The electric engine pulling coaches, private ones for his mistress, round and round it ran just ahead of Private Dick's bill collectors. He added a freight train with coal cars, flat cars, that competed to be the first up a hillside shunt. Twin drivers of the basement economy, supporting a pastoral village, farms. He seemed to get shorter as we worked in closed spaces of his miniature world. I helped him cut a pair of tunnels into the rec room. He added a luxury special, 3 train switching tracks with a precision the envy of the 20th Century Limited. Silent at the dinner table, he became a fount of facts downstairs, looked up from his glued-together wreck for the approval of my grandfather, a railroad man, ignored Mom when she called us to see I Love Lucy. He filled up the basement with towns, factories, carried all the cows to the slaughterhouse, built switchbacks up the stairs into the kitchen. A bar train to carry drinks for his buddies. Left Mom, her girlfriends, to gossip about Lucy's divorce. He shrank until one day he didn't come out. Vanished in his private coach to parts unknown, left Mom to axe that world track by track. This is a Swiss timepiece shaped like a blue perfume bottle. Watch an ivory ship cruise a cold sea a few millimeters distant from enameled mountains. Open the door. Gold leaf tendrils circumscribe a two-faced timepiece whose heart-tipped second hand ticks past the flaw in the glass while 2 arms circle hours, minutes, and the winding stem awaits the key chain with 2 gold strands that end in a knot on a ring at the neck of the bottle where 3 turquoise teardrops sleep in the head of the key. Feel its fit. Turn until wrist is checked. Snap the lid. Prepare your smile in the hotel mirror. Now I know you're asking yourselves, how do you write such wonderful poems, Tom? And
how do you do it?
Yes. Well, I'll tell you where to find inspiration. Whenever I'm beset by writer's block, I take refuge in one of the poem stores that used to be found in every town. Warning, you will find them at the end of the line next to foreclosed dollar stores in the worst neighborhoods. You must control your anxiety about detection by fellow poets who will gladly wreck your reputation for originality, especially since you have derailed a rival or two this way. Still, you need that poem to finish your book, cap a career crucial performance, impress novices at a workshop. Ask a hawker of poems on a shabby side street. Buy a cheap, heartfelt, poorly spelled lie. Directions. There you will find the fabled first floor of a condemned tenement, dusty shelves, labyrinth of passages to your promised masterpiece. Watch out. It is easy to get lost. The Ancient of Days at the Abacus will patiently explain to you the necessity of self-service, since most of the clerks were laid off after paper replaced papyrus. You begin to sweat, lose your way amid the maze of shelves. Free verse all over, form poetry practically vanished. Villanelle before epic. A rat sniffs at a volume of chewed-over sonnets. The pantomime section has, the pantoum section has not been restocked in generations, casualty of changing personnel at Poem Factories LLP, located offshore where English dialect foreigners slave on manual typewriters, pennies per rhyme at long benches and eye shades under harsh fluorescence. Their polyglot productions require rewrites, but at least you'll have something to work with. You are a wreck, but must furtively copy a full Browning monologue by flashlight. Update your account. Exit by the back alley. So this next one is one of the form poems that you're so familiar with here, and this is a Moonwalkers Sistina variation. It's something that Janine and I cooked up together, and so we're going to read it together.
Should I start?
You should start.
Thank you. Moonwalkers Sistina variation. The day we stayed in bed all day, we made time stop when we made love. Moonwalkers on a moving sidewalk. Two athletes on a backward stride. But then we spent all night asleep, woke up, refreshed, but older.
How can we stop time? Stop getting older? How can we always stay awake? Time catches up when we're asleep. Time that stopped when we made love. Two athletes on a backward stride, moonwalking the moving sidewalk.
Didn't it feel like a moving sidewalk? Feel like we could stop getting older when, like two athletes on a backward stride, we stayed in bed all day. Time seemed to stop when we made love, but then we spent all night asleep.
Felt asleep at night when lovers fall asleep. Worn out by a moving sidewalk, moonwalkers forgot how time just stopped when we made love, forgot that sleep and time would make us older, even though we'd stayed in bed all day, two athletes on a backward stride.
Two athletes on a backward stride stopped and spent all night asleep. Daytime lovers stayed in bed all day. Moonwalkers walking on a moving sidewalk. True loves who didn't wish for sleep, since time stopped when we made love.
Time stopped when we made love. Time stopped when we made the backward stride. Why did we spend all night asleep, grow older? Why did we let love fall asleep? Time stopped when we walked the moving sidewalk. Time stopped when we stayed in bed all day.
The night we spent all night asleep, we woke up older, even though we stayed in bed all day. Moonwalking the backward stride on time's moving sidewalk. We stopped time when we made love.
Dancing in the dark with Dad's mistress. Dad's party was fully inebriated. The guys were mad to hear his rumba records. So I led 5 husbands up to my dim-lit attic room. I was 14 and a poor dancer. I just liked to listen. Kurt's wife, Modena, came too. She was snookered, and Henry King's jungle drums got us going hip to thigh. We got into a real bump and grind as the drums heated up. Kurt wasn't there, but the other guys didn't want to cut in, get caught, since Modena was a willow with roving branches. Dad looked mad, but the others cheered us on like she was the mistress of us all. At the end of the 3-minute record, the guys asked why I dropped her so quick. Flushed from the heat, I told them I couldn't find the next record. As I did, Kurt came slowly up the stairs. "What are you doing here, Modena? I couldn't find you." "Oh, just listening to Tom's records." Here's another poem, Haunted Triolet. I'm often spooked about ghost dust. Whip it off, it always comes back. Ghosts have endurance that you can trust. I'm often spooked about ghost dust. Why do they come to do what they must? Can it be due to something we lack? I'm often spooked about ghost dust. Whip it off, it always comes back. Here's a riff poem from the riff group here, me, Charlie, and Janine. Jump! Why don't you? What's a balcony for if you can't make a leap of faith? Jump! You'll soar, you'll float, you'll fall slow, so slow. Review your bedbug life so slow. Jump! Stop ranting on the ledge, teetering back and forth and back and forth and back, etc., and etc., etc. You're not telling us anything we don't already know. Our cornflakes will still go soggy before we finish, but we don't care. Jump! It's easier than backing down the endless rungs of that ladder into the empty bottle of existence that you know will be all dried out by the time you can get to its bottomless bottom. Jump! Don't make us wait down here in the cold while you try to make up your mind about how much life sucks. Spin through the air like a slowed bullet. Hit the blank mirror. Hear the glass crash. Maybe someone will think about you when they crunch the shards. Cut their toes. Jump! It's so much more fun. Think of all the words you won't need. Portmanteau words, pimento words, words matter, words don't matter, words gloomed, words glommed, shredded words, snowball words with rocks inside, rotten tomato words, lacy, pond scum words. Jump! We need to go to work, pick up a bag of sliders, feed our families. We'll have your leap on the YouTube replay as long as we like. Best seats in the house, no waiting, no need to go to Disneyland. Jump! No more excuses, we can't wait all day. Stop wasting our time, stop killing us with your rants. I got a crick in my neck, just jump. Oh, ah. Hold that thought. Goro, my guru, once said, if I could hang on to a thought 3 seconds, then I would be well on my way to nirvana. And if I could keep that thought in mind for 3 minutes, then I would be in nirvana. So I saw 3 as the magic jumper that really woke me up and got me stepping to my Stairmaster to focus single-mindedly on the reflection in the window of my spider plant, which turned into the hairdo of the heartless girl who skipped out on me, the angry spider I wish I'd sent her, a penitent parrot who gulped the spider, covetous cat pouncing the spider, and on and on and on, as ever more clearly this spider-planted thoughts got me panting to reach the still center where I could hang out with the fugitive reality. So after a good 3 minutes of keeping fit, I stepped down and scribbled this poem which Guru read and annotated. Good work. You have only 179 seconds to go. Tarantella Triolet. The dance of life is the dance of death. The dance of death is the dance of life. Dance until you run out of breath. The dance of life is the dance of death. Bump and grind while you still have a breath. Fandango to the edge of the knife. The dance of life is the dance of death. The dance of death is the dance of life. Here be another riff. Bark. You're just a junkyard dog with a bad case of the fleas. All you do is scratch your fleas. All you do is bleed your scratches. All you do is lick your wounds. All you do is whimper your scabs. All you do is drive us nuts. Scratch, bleed, lick, whimper. Scratch, bleed, lick, whimper. Ingrate. Stop whining. You got this big junkyard to chase about in, chasing rabbits, chasing rats, chasing crows. You got a nice rabbit stew in your bowl. You got a nice wrecked Rolls Royce back seat to sleep and slobber in. Think you know misery? I'll show you misery right outside your barbed wire fence. Nice condo, upper floor. You can't piss in. Gotta wait. Gotta wait, gotta wait until someone comes home, shows up for your walk, puts on the collar, puts on the chain, pulls you this way, pull you that way, pull you the other way. Don't want to wait? Go ahead. Pee on the rug. Then you'll be in the doghouse, in your very own doghouse with a 3-foot chain. There's something to whimper about. You're Joe Roarty with a 3-foot chain and a muzzle so you can pull on the chain, pull on the chain, pull on the chain, pee on the rug, pull on the chain. No rabbit stew, no squirrel ragu, scrape on your belly for scraps, scrape for scraps, scrapes for scraps. Hey, you don't like it? Dig under the fence. Crawl out on your belly, find a bitch, dig under the fence, find a bitch, join a pack. No stray dog need apply, be the big dog on the block, but watch your back, get the bitch to watch your back. Hide your hot spots, any pup in your way, fix him good, use your teeth, fix him good. Wind up in a cage in the dog pound, whimper in the dog pound, they'll fix your mane, they'll put you out of your misery real quick. How do you feel about your junkyard now? I never looked at it that way. When minds grown old are young once more, familiar things look strange and new. Which of these keys unlocks the door? What got us to the grocery store? Long lists of things we have to do. When minds grown old are young once more, love's not a list we're looking for. We built love's fortress with a view. Which of these keys unlocks the door? We could do something we missed before, like kids inventing love anew when minds grown old or young once more. Oh, what is it we were looking for? Remember that our love is true. Which of the keys unlocks the door? Just count me out my change once more, display my antique lock on you. When mine's grown old, are young once more, which of these keys unlocks the door? Raking leaves. What image has the tang? Crisp sniff of fresh snowfall, lemon spiced mown lawns, autumn leaves, burnt umber. I call back the flames that smack my face, make me cry, cook my toenails till the bonfire calms to a pumpkin afterglow with prostrate Circe in feline worship, who stalks off when our Nova runs out of fuel, dwindles to a white dwarf. By sunset, a black hole converted overnight to a mound of frost ash that I shovel into trash before I hurry bike to school. Finally, winter's poem. Illusions, perfumes of spring, gone. Fat sound of summer's cicadas, spent. Sharp thorns of autumn, bared. Snow-leveled fields, sparse, ice-framed branches, stars. When you know winter, you can walk into love.
You know, I don't think that was loud enough. Give it up one more time for Tom Roby. Come on! Yeah! You know, my arm is getting weighted down by all of the money that he's gotten from that phenomenal feature from this band. But ladies and gentlemen, I gave you this whole list of phenomenal features for the upcoming weeks, months. Give it up. At least next week we're going to hear Janine Ravislit. So everybody, yeah! So I want to see every one of you here and many, many more next week. If you want to know anything about the podcasts, go to chaoticarts.org/thecafe. Weekly podcast. We'll also have YouTube clips of this. And I don't care if you're like, well, then I won't have to come because I could see it on a podcast. I still want all of your butts here next week. Ladies and gentlemen,